So let's move on to our science. So, like I said, for science, we have done the biggest science unit of the year. You worked for 5 weeks on animals. That is insane. And then you shared your projects. But now we'll be talking about light. And for light, we're talking about where it comes from, what does it do, what does it help us do, and how humans, us, made copycat versions of light. Interesting. So what do you already know about light? Where does light come from? Does anyone know? Where does light come from? Yeah, Bella, where do you think light comes from?
The sun.
Yeah, it comes from the sun. And Bella, what does the light from the sun help us with?
To grow plants, and so it gets hot, so then we could go to a pool or something. Or go to the beach.
So it makes us hot. Yeah, that's true. So the sun not only makes things bright with its light, but it also makes things hot, right? From the heat. So nice. Bella's teaching us 2 things. The sun makes things bright so we can see, and it makes things hot so we can stay warm. What else does the light from the sun do? You might remember this when we talked about the moon and the sun earlier in the year. Yes, I'll let them know. No one knows what the sun does? Maybe it helps. Does it help someone other than us? Malvina, you have an idea? So the sun makes things warm and it makes things sunny and bright. What else, Malvina?
It helps plants grow, and animals can then get their food from their plants.
Right. Ding, ding, ding. Now, Malvina said it helps plants grow. But I have a question for you. What if I was in a dark room and I lit up this? This is a lamp. Would this lamp help my plant grow?
No.
Some of you said no, some of you aren't sure. I heard Malvina say no. Well, you're right. That's fake light. That's not real light. The real light that we have comes from the sun. That's natural. And we'll be learning about that later on. But I'm not talking about different types of light right now. I want to know, I'll say 3 words. There's 3 very important words. No, 4 words. Let's do 4 words. Think you can handle it? I want you to learn these 4 words today, and you will use these 4 words every time we have science class over the next few weeks. And you've probably heard some of these words, and some of them are going to sound like a robot said it. They're going to sound not real, okay? But I want you to know that they are real. Have you ever tried to shine light through a window? Have you ever shined a flashlight on the wall? Yeah. Have you ever tried to have light go through a piece of paper and see what would happen? Well, some of you are saying yes and some of you are saying no. And I want you to know that if you tried that, that was using a special science word. Light comes down from the sun in waves. And I'm not talking about waves you see at the ocean. I'm talking about light waves. Light comes down and it takes 8 minutes for it to get from the sun to us. And when the light travels down, it might pass through something, or it might hit it and you can't see the light come through, or you might be able to see a little light. And that's what these science words are called. So if you've ever had a window or a piece of glass, like a glass bottle, the light was able to pass through it. And that's called being transparent. I want you to say that to yourself. Transparent. Transparent means that light is able to pass through something. It's not blocking it. There's no wall that it's going to hit. Have you ever heard of the word transparent? Some of you had, some of you immediately shook your heads. Well, transparent is a difficult word. Some science words are kind of hard to remember, but that's why we'll be using these words a lot, okay? So if the light is coming and shining through your window right now, that's because your window is transparent. It's letting the light pass through it. And you can maybe even see if you look on your on the ground or on your floor, you might see some of the light shining. And yes, it might be warm there. So that's why if you have a pet cat, they like to sit in the sunlight. So like Bella said, the sun gives us light and it's warming up what it touches. And we need a window for that to help us. Otherwise, our rooms would be very dark. Now, what if I painted my window and I wasn't able to see right through it exactly? Or maybe some of you have a shower door that is maybe a little frosty, so you can't really see through it. If you can't really see through something, might be a little cloudy, that's called translucent. Can you say translucent? Translucent. Kind of sounds loose, right? Like some can pass through. Look at this picture. So before, we had the light coming and shining on this girl's face. We can see through her. We can see through what she's holding up. But now, with translucent, you have to really squint. I kind of see her, don't you? I can see her face. If you look real close, you can see it's coming through, but it's a little cloudy. If you went to the beach or if you went to maybe a lake and you found a rock, see if that rock you can kind of see through it, or maybe you can or can't see through it. Start going around your house and seeing what you can see through. Because, and you didn't hear it from me, but we're going to have a scavenger hunt next week, okay? All right, so you didn't hear that from me. Well, I can kind of see her face, but what about now? You really gotta look. I cannot, for the life of me, see what she is holding. Oh, can you see it? One of my friends jumping in. Yeah, can you see it, Samarth?
No.
No, yeah. Thanks for helping me. Right. So this is what?
It's like clear, like it's color.
Yeah, so the color's clear, but can you see the girl's face?
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
You can?
I couldn't.
Oh, I was like, I can't see it. Yeah, I can't see it. Yeah, I mean, look at the beginning. It looks like a little window. Then it got a little cloudy. And now I can't see it at all. This is called, Samar. I want you to take a guess. O-P-A-Q-U-E. What do you think that word is?
I think that means occupied.
Occupied, that's your guess. Okay. Okay.
Like, no, not occupied.
You want me to tell you?
See. Not able to see. That's my guess.
Well, that's what it means, but this word is opaque.
Opaque?
Yeah. Oh, smart. Awesome job. The rest of you try saying it. Opaque.
Opaque.
Opaque. Opaque. Opaque. Opaque. Opaque is exactly what Samarth said. It means you can't see through something. Everybody, stay where you are, but look around the room. If you see anything that you can't see through it, raise your hand. Do you see something that you can't see through? What, Allison? What can't you see through in your house?
Almost everything.
True. What about behind you?
A wall.
Yeah.
And a clock.
Can you see through it? I can't. I'm trying really hard. No. My friends, you just found something that's called opaque. If you can't see through your wall, that means the light's not going to be able to get through it. If I had a flashlight and I shined it on my wall and I walked around to the other side of the room and looked behind the wall, I wouldn't see the flashlight shining through. And that's because this is so blocking, it's so opaque that the light can't get through it. It just bounces right off. Now, try and see if there's something in your house that you could kind of see through it. It's not as clear as like a window, but you could see a little bit through it. Go look around your room. It's like a scavenger hunt, huh? Now I can't see through this. I can't see through my book. I can't see through my water bottle. Ooh, let me see here. No, I can't see through my paper. Does anyone find anything? Did anyone find anything you can kind of see through? Oh, Ryan, what do you have there?
My plastic blue water bottle.
But Ryan, I can't see through my water bottle.
Because
What's going on?
Metal. Yours is metal.
Oh, mine's plastic.
Oh, it's just because it's they just painted it. They painted it that color.
It's different, right? So I see Bella, Ryan. I don't know if you can see Bella, but Bella has a plastic water bottle too. And I can absolutely see through hers. But yours, I can only kind of see through. And for my water bottle, I can't see through it, right? Even though we all had a water bottle, all three of us, it's just different types of how they made it. Mine's opaque. I can't see through it, even if I try. Ow. Ryan can kind of see through his, but it's a little dark, so he could see on the other end, but it might look blue. And Bella is holding a plastic water bottle that's completely see-through. So hers is transparent. What else did we find? Oh, Malvina, what is that? Is that a ghost costume?
It's this plastic thing that is kind of like paper, but I could see through with my window.
So the light was shining on it. And you can't see through it perfectly, but you can kind of see
I could kind of see the blue sky.
My friends, if you have something thin like a tissue, you might not be able to see what's going on, but I can see a little bit of light shining through. Well, look. Oops. I can see my hand behind there. Can you see it? The sun is shining and hitting my tissue so that I can still see my hand sticking out. All right, we found something that's opaque, which means we couldn't see through it. We found something that's translucent, which means we can kind of see through it. Now, and this is the easiest one, Find something that's transparent. Transparent means you can see through it clearly. You don't even have to try.
Miss Ramesh, I'm wearing it.
Ooh, Adi gave you a hint. He's wearing something transparent. Interesting. Allison's showing us by bringing us over to her window. Kenzie's holding up a clear bin so you can see through her bin. Yenna has a plastic baggie I can see through. So does Stephen has a bowl, I believe. Ryan has the exact same bin as Kenzie. You might think they're in the same house, but they're not. Natalie's at the window. Dario's at the window. Riley has tape, clear tape. Interesting, Riley. That's an interesting one. I wonder if all tapes would be transparent. That's another thing you can think about. Some are nice glass,
Yeah.
nice glass, Malvina.
Miss
Now,
Ramesh,
Allison, can I just say, Allison's holding up a stool, and there's a hole in it. Now, Allison, that's a trick right there you just did to me. You can see through that because there's nothing blocking the sun. Interesting. Allison's trying to find a trick. Nice yard, Gabriella. Yeah, I like seeing all of your yards. Oh, did you mow the grass? Great, great. So now you can put your item away. Put your item away. That is called transparent. You can see through it. And as it gets darker and harder for the light to come through, it becomes something called opaque. And now the light that's coming from the sun is trying to brighten things up. So if we were in a room that was all opaque walls and there was no windows, what do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? I don't know. Let's hear from Piper. What do you think would happen? Or did Piper get bumped? Oh, Piper got bumped. I forgot. Ruthron. Ruthron, you're good with science. Ruthron, what do you think would happen if we were in a room with 4 walls around us that were opaque? We couldn't see light through it. What would happen? On somebody else. Who would like to help me? Let's see. I already talked to Bella. All right, birthday boy, you can help. Samar think because it's his birthday, he can help me with science class.
actually, so if you had 4 walls without no windows, it's totally gonna be dark.
Samarth, high five. Absolutely. It's going to be completely dark. If light's not able to get into the room, it's going to be dark. And hundreds of years ago, people had that problem. They built a house, they built windows even, but when it became nighttime and the sun went away, it was too dark and they couldn't see anything. So they had to make their own lights. They might have made lamps and light bulbs, or they maybe lit a candle. So for hundreds and hundreds of years, ever since humans walked this earth, they had to figure out what to do when things were opaque or when it got too dark out. And that's why they learned this word, illuminate. Now, if you've ever watched Harry Potter, they make a lot of spells, or wizards make a lot of spells out of the word illuminate. It's really fun to say. Try saying it. Illuminate.
Illuminate.
Oh, I hear you.
Illuminate.
Illuminate. Illuminate means something's lighting up. So the sun's lighting up or a lamp's lighting up. And you can see in your room, because of the sun or because you lit a candle, because you turned on the lights, your room is illuminated. Now, illuminate's a fun word. You won't have to remember that forever. I want you to know those 4 words, but mostly transparent, translucent, and opaque. Today, before I send you off, I know we're going over time, and I'm so sorry for your homework today. On the top here, you'll see a light science packet. And for your light science packet, you have 2 or 3 things to do each day. And it'll tell you, it'll say Monday's class or Wednesday's class, okay? So don't turn it into me. You don't have to turn this in until the end of the school year. But I'm going to ask you to sort transparent, translucent, and opaque, okay? That's all you have to do today is sort it. You have to drag it. Now, if you were printing it, that's okay too, but there's one here for you, okay? My friends, I'm so sorry that I took so long. We'll talk more about that on Wednesday. If you have any questions, I'll be here though, okay? So stay here while everyone else jumps out. You can unmute yourselves and say bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Tell them that I'm sorry you're late.
Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye.